The Revit Snoopy house. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is split up the exterior interior, right? So I'm going to go ahead and select all this. And this has a little bit more complexity, so it should be. Just hide that element. So we have a lot of glazing here on this project. So we're going to assume that we're just going to get rid of that. Let's hope there's some interior walls in this thing. No. Oh. Let's just do the top part then. Yes, I am. Right, so let's look at roof and interior walls. So the idea is that we were changing. Just get rid of that real quick. Oh, let's keep that. We were changing the floors. So we were making a sort of unique. Oh, this is in millimeters. Great. So let's go ahead and duplicate. So this will be. So when you guys do this, make sure you do a save as. So we'll do this as do this as 30 centimeters. It's about a foot. So we'll do everything about a foot. And I think for the floors it doesn't matter so much because we won't 3D print it. We'll actually laser cut it. But for all the interior walls, I think we did it. Did we do it 6 inches or a foot? Yeah, okay. The floors don't matter anymore because we'll. So I'm going to duplicate this. Oh, sorry, we need to give this, so we'll make this, we'll delete this, sorry. Okay, so that's our interior. And then we can, for the roof, we're gonna make that part of the enclosure, so we can hide that. So again, for the floor, all we'll need is really the floor plate because it's something we'll laser cut. But we can see sort of the massing of the interior. So the only issue we're going to run into is going to be where we have openings. So I'll print here, but it won't be a problem. We'll be able to do these slight. So we might get a little bit of a divot or a little bit of a drop. So we'll go to add-ins, export. So check none. In this case, we just want to do walls and floors. Because we're going to use the floor geometry to make the laser cut profile. Save model cut. And then we'll open this up in Rhino. No, because the walls will be just like a chunk. Yeah, I think we can mark it. We can score it on the plate.
That's raster.
Raster. No, raster? No.
That's what it's called. It's either
Really?
cut or raster. That's what it does. It scores.
It's not score?
It doesn't. It's a term raster on that, which is
Okay.
so then it have the 2 layers when they take it in AutoCAD, make it 2 layers. One layer is the cut and one
Yep.
layer is a raster. Like that.
So we'll just import this in. So there they are. So this is, we'll join this. So it's one piece. All right. And then we have to check the size, right? So let's assume this is, let's get this in feet and inches. So let's just scale this. Again, we need vector on. So we just make this 1 foot. Make sure our units are in feet. Let's double check this now. Okay, so that's 1 foot. And this is, this is what we're trying to print. So this guy, this plate will cut, and this is what I mean, we won't need a lot of sort of plexiglass. You guys might actually have some, for some of you guys that are in the other class, you might not even need to cut. You can cut your own stuff. Yeah, I think we're going to spray paint it in the end, or paint it. Especially because the 3D print won't come out the best, so I think we're going to tune up the 3D print a little bit. Because we're going to try to make it bigger. So let's see how big we can go. So so this project's pretty small. It's about 60 feet. That's like some of you guys are like the normal Chicago lot. You're about this. So if we go at 1/8 inch, so we're at about 7.5 inches. Well, that's pretty big. But not crazy big. I like to go big with these, like for the final. So we'll just slowly print everybody's. So some people will be ready. So let's try 1/8. Let's try 1/8, like for this one. So we would need to scale it, right? And we need more just the top part. Scale this. So we know that's a foot, so that's 1/8 of an inch, right? And then we need to change the units. Actually, let's do one thing real quick. Let's do a save as. Actually, let's do the whole thing. Let's scale the whole thing. Sorry, guys. Because we need the laser cut anyways. So that's one. Oops. Sorry, scale. With 1/8 of an inch. So from here we go ahead and change the we'll change the units to millimeters, and then we will rescale it. We'll delete this. We'll do an undo to get back, and then we'll do a save as. So this will be our 3D model, 3D print. And then we go to Maker. Yeah, that's right. Get started. So we'll go ahead and add. So I made the same mistake some of you guys were making. No, we could do save as. Just make sure you pick STL.
Okay.
So that's how big that would be. So we can probably get, you know, maybe 3 people at a time, but we have 2 machines, you know. So that is the inside, right? So so if you have multiple levels, we got to separate each level. So that's where we're going to get a little crammed. But if you have, you know, I don't think anybody has a single level. But the other thing now we need to do is get the shell working, like figure out what the shell is. But before we do that, so this is what we would laser cut. So there's a couple things we can do. If we select this,
Laser cutting floors or walls?
laser cut the floor. The walls are going to be 3D printed. So you got to separate each floor into separate, and then when you export out, you're able to do that. So we can trace this with a P line. So guys, if you know 2D AutoCAD, you know 2D Rhino. So we'll trace this when we have that geometry, and then we're going to trace the walls. We're going to put them on 2 separate layers. The reason why we're tracing the walls, we're going to score the wall location when we 3D cut, so that way, we can measure and.
You're going to raster.
Yeah, raster. I don't know why it's called raster. Normally it would be called just a score,
That's what they call it on that machine.
but that machine calls it a raster. Yeah.
So the walls cut into the floor then?
No, we just score, so we know where to line them up.
No, what I mean is that the floors penetrate through the wall when we're modeling it, when we're going to assemble it.
No,
It's like your other project, I'm just gonna sit it on top.
you'll see in a minute, Joe. Watch. So one thing, if you're drawing, you gotta be careful when you're drawing in the software, like drawing in 3D. So we have project, so we can project. Should have project. Nope, sorry. Just project the C plane. I'm going to pick this and also that and just project it. And then yes. So this is what we're laser cutting. So Joe, this would be a score layer, just so we know where to line up the walls
Right
on the floor plate.
right. But what I'm saying is our walls, first floor comes up underneath it. The second floor is going to sit on top of it, so we have to cut differently. You're going to model that in 3D, right?
And you're saying in Revit, the walls go to the,
Bottom of the ceiling,
which is good.
right? And then they sit on top of the floor.
Yeah, this is how we build the model.
What I'm saying, your 3D model shows the walls going through.
No, it didn't.
Didn't?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, that just was a 1-4 building? Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's just single. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, that's not multiple story.
No, that's a single story. Yeah, I got you now.
That's that, okay.
Yeah. So no, you're gonna break up each level.
Okay, got it.
So what you can do now is save this out. So we put these on their own layers. So we'll make a cut layer, and we'll make a raster layer.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got that switched around color-wise. All right, so we'll switch this. This will be a cut. This will be a raster. And then we can save this, save as a DWG, because we can open DWG, right? Yeah, DWG is better. So And what we'll do is, like, if we're cutting a sheet, we'll add everybody's on there, and then cut them as many as possible. Okay. So we'll go over that next door once we are laser cutting. The last thing is we have this exterior. Yeah, so I'm using the Snoopy house. So this is our exterior. So a couple things. What we can do, I think we'll just do it in Rhino. We'll slightly scale this, so it's a little bit bigger, so that way it slips over, and we'll scale it enough to where, I don't know, I mean, we'll give some tolerance. Let's look at it like we have at least a 1/16 of an inch, you know. So let's go ahead and export this out. So we'll go back here. We already have all this. So I'll take this and join it all. And let me just get, yeah. I think we'll test. I would have to, let's copy this. I gotta get these things together. And this might be the, yeah. But we get the distance here. So that's 49.87. No, that's not the right position. I just want to make sure it's lined up okay. So it needs to obviously. Nope, we don't have the right size. Oh, that's the width there. So 63.5. See if I can. I think we'll have to next time export them out at the same time. So yeah, I'm trying to match the size now. I'm just trying to figure out the best thing to snap to. Let's use this. Huh? Ah, that was inside wall. It's always something. Let's change this to wireframe. Okay, so that's the right. And you see, this issue. We have a lot of clearance. So even if we just scale this up just slightly, oops. I think we can, sort of test this out with an actual dimension. And then this can be, its own piece. So this would get actually printed up like this. It would probably be the best because it has this roof. So if you have a pitch roof, we'll have to, we'd print this on its side. So let's go ahead and save as. And you can see that's pretty big. No, I think it's the right size. Oh, so we'll print it like that. And in this case, it doesn't fit. Too tall. So we'd have to print it as two separate pieces. I'll have to check. Maybe something got screwed up on the scale. But that's the plan. So this would be one shell. The reason why you're laying this flat, because we have this flat edge. And so this is printing. It's easy to build the material up this way. Obviously, this thing will fail miserably there. And I'll have some dips, like some of this stuff will have some issues. But I'll do some build material in here. But I think it got too big. But this is a plan. So we sort of build this, we build this, we cut the plates out. Okay. Sorry? No, I think this got too big somehow. I gotta check. I think we can probably pull off 1/8 inch. It'll actually be nice. If anything, we could split this in half, and then we do half and half. Print half here, print the other half the other way, and we glue it together. And then the last part is, once the thing's printed, we can put some, we can fill in a lot of the voids and then sand it all, sort of putty it up. So we can use like a water base sort of acrylic putty that we fill in the voids. Then it hardens, then you sand it, and then we spray paint it. You have this really nice model that's polished. And then you have this thing that comes off. Then you have like a little Matchbox car. All right. Okay, we'll stop there. Keep on going, lot to do.